Hello, everyone. This is Sandy again with number 4 of our speaking strategies for the Ielts Speaking Part 2 test. Just let me tell you a little bit more before we go on. You know, this series that I'm doing now really does teach you the very best way to approach the Ielts speaking. For sure, this strategy will help you get through the Part 2 speaking test, the long turn, as they call it, in the most easy way. But not only that, by the way I teach how to build your answers and using the key aspects that I teach you to build your answers, not only does it help you with your IELTS speaking part 2, but it helps you all the way through your IELTS speaking test, and in particular when it comes to part 3, which I think is probably the most difficult part of the test, when you're in a conversation and the examiner is looking for you to expand your speaking with a little bit more complex vocabulary and etc. These tips will help you there as well. You'll be able to think in your mind. If you've got them embedded in your mind, I can tell them about that now, or she about that. I can tell them about this. I can tell them. You'll have no problem, I can assure you, if you practice them. And just one other tip. One other thing, thank you very much for the people that have been watching this series of videos and have sent me in the comments where they live, what country they live in, and their name. That's fantastic. I really get a good feeling of knowing who's watching this series and where they're watching from. So thanks for that. Now, let's get back into the video. Let's take a look at today's cue card then. Discuss a historical event from your country. You should say what event it is, why it's significant, and how it has influenced your country's history. Wow, that's quite a different one. So what strategy do you think we're going to apply to that? Are you going to apply to it? I'll say nothing for a moment, let you think about it. You know the strategies. Okay, you have to decide quite quickly on the day, so let me take a look at it. Strategy 1, past, present and future. Describe a historical event from your country. Well, there could be several events. You might have had one a long time in the past. Something's happened, and then you might have something more recent that has happened, and you might also see something coming up in the future that might also change. So past, present and future is a real option as well. Second strategy, answer 1 and answer 2. Yes, very similar to past, present and future there. Something might have happened in the past and something's happening now, or something might be happening in the future and after it's happened now. So that's a possibility, 2 answers. And the third one is the pros and the cons. Well, yes, you could equally employ that one as well, because the pros and the cons, what the event was, what positive aspects have come out of it. You might be able to list them, and what might be the adverse aspects that have come out with it, and you might be able to list them as well and talk about that. So all 3 strategies could be applied here. Personally, I really don't know actually. Past, present and future. Yeah, let me say I'm going to go for past, present and future here, and you decide what you're going to do. Let's start thinking about how we're going to answer it then. Put your 6 tools into the correct order so you know how you're going to build your answer out. So let's just quickly analyze this card. What have they asked us? They've asked us about a historical event, and they've asked what, why and how. So what, why and how they've asked. So we've still got to help beef the answer out is who, when, and where. So let's get on and start making our notes on that. So let me show you my notes now, my strategy I decided on was the past, present and future, and the answers I'm going to give for these are about Brexit, which was when the UK left the European Union in 2020, and then for the present I'm going to talk about how King Charles became king in September of last year after his mother died, and he became king, and how that is a contested thing because there's maybe a lot of feeling in the country that the country should become a republic now, and the royalty is really a thing of the past. Blah blah blah. You can talk a lot about that, I think. And then, just in case I need it, which maybe yes, maybe no. In 2024, we've got some government elections coming up. Now, currently, the current government's been in power for about 13 years, and people aren't so happy with them now. So they're talking about the opposition party, the Labour Party, is very much in the lead at the moment for popularity. So maybe there's going to be a change there, and that will mean a lot of changes within the country. So there's plenty there to talk about. And as you see, I've put down the what, where, when, why, how, etc. I wouldn't write it out 3 lots like that, because if you've got it in your brain, you maybe write it out so you don't forget any of them. But you only need to write that out once. So you've done 3 things in this minute that you've got to prepare. You've decided on your strategy, which you should be able to do very quickly if you've practiced it. The little bit that might take a bit more thought is what your answers are going to be about, what you're comfortable talking about. And then just jot down quickly what, why, when, who, where, what, and who, how, etc. And then spend the rest of that minute, the 30 seconds or whatever you've got left, thinking about how you're going to answer and how you're going to move from one subject to the next subject. If you practice it, you don't need to think about it too much because it comes very, very natural. So now we'll go on and let you think about what you're going to think about and how you would answer this question. I'd like you to think about your answer, record yourself speaking, and listen to yourself as usual. And in the meantime, I'm going to record my answer, and you can listen to that in a moment. So there we go.
Amidst the current times, transformative shifts are unfolding both within the United Kingdom and globally. Momentous occurrences are reshaping my nation. A particularly contentious event in 2020 marked the UK's separation from the European Union. This outcome emerged from a divisive referendum, cleaving society into factions. The slim victory for the Leave camp sparked enduring repercussions, with debates on its wisdom. It's widely held that revisiting the referendum today would yield a substantial swing towards remaining within the Union, as opinions have evolved. Another pivotal incident involves the monarchy's evolution last year. Queen Elizabeth II's demise in her Scottish estate in September 2022 led Prince Charles to promptly ascend the throne. His formal coronation transpired this May. Although the Queen's 7-decade reign garnered popularity, internal royal family struggles later cast doubt on the monarchy's relevance. The notion that these regal days belong to history is gaining traction, reflecting a nation divided akin to the Brexit scenario. Lastly, an impending historic event looms, the 2024 elections to elect a new government. After a 13-year reign, the current ruling party faces calls for genuine change, evident from opinion polls. The election's aftermath is anticipated to bring about a period of turbulence, regardless of the eventual outcome. Like an idiom, the nation stands at a crossroads, its path uncertain, and much like a metaphor, these changes are a seismic wave shaping the landscape of our nation's identity.
There we go, another one done. hope you've enjoyed it. It's keep practicing yourself. That's very, very important. You're wasting your time if you're just watching it and you're not really working at it. This is only a 10-minute video or so, and then if you can put another half an hour in even to practice your particular speaking and you're working on your answers, then that will be excellent. Okay, see you in the next one. Please don't forget to jot in the comments underneath who you are and where you're from. It would be appreciated. Thank you. Bye for now.